Hello students, I Rajeshwari Shirkanhalli welcome you in Nagesh Karasgi Orchid School channel. In the last class we started with chapter 14 Natural Resources. In that we have discussed that natural resources are very important. What are natural resources? These are the resources which we get from nature. Natural resources are of two types, biotic and abiotic. What are biotic resources? The living resources, means in that we can include plants and animals, and whereas abiotic resources means non-living resources like air, water, soil, minerals, etc. After that we have discussed about our planet Earth. Only Earth is called as a living planet. Why? Because all the conditions necessary for life is available only on Earth. Then we have discussed about air, that is the breath of life. Without air we cannot survive, isn't it? After air we have discussed about winds, the direction of winds. We have also seen what is meant by sea breeze and land breeze. What is sea breeze? It occurs during the daytime and the wind blows from sea to land, and whereas during the night there is land breeze, means the wind blows from land towards the sea. Now let us discuss about rain. So let us see what is rain. How rain occurs? Okay, so rain occurs by different events in the atmosphere. So let us discuss these events. First, water bodies are heated due to the solar radiations during the day, due to which a large amount of water evaporates. Okay, so what happens? The water in different water bodies, means in different water reservoirs, get heated because of solar radiations, and due to this what happens, a large amount of water gets evaporated and then it goes into the air as water vapors. Okay, so water from the water reservoirs gets converted into water vapors because of heating. Various biological activities also add some amount of water vapors in the atmosphere. You know about transpiration. What is transpiration? Losing of water by the surface of leaves in the tall trees especially. So tall trees lose water from their surface of leaves, and because of that also water vapors get added to the atmosphere. Now air becomes hot because of sunlight and it starts rising up along with water vapors. So when the air gets heated because of sunlight, it becomes hot, and when it becomes hot it becomes light in weight. So as it becomes light in weight, it starts rising up along with water vapors. As the air rises, it expands and cools. This cooling causes the water vapors in the air to condense in the form of tiny droplets. So first air gets expanded because of heating, then as it rises up, it first expands, then it gets cooled, and because of this cooling, water vapors gets condensed into tiny droplets of water. Then the third event is condensation of water vapor is facilitated by dust and other suspended particles. So this condensation of water vapor is done with the help of dust particles and other suspended particles in the air. An excessive of tiny droplets of water appears in the form of cloud. So what happens, due to this condensation, water vapor gets condensed by the help of dust and other suspended particles, and they create clouds. They result into formation of clouds. Once the water droplets are formed, they grow bigger by their further condensation. So, these water droplets, they go on condensing and then they go on growing bigger and bigger. When the drops have grown big and heavy, they fall down in the form of rain. So, as the drops go on condensing, they become bigger, and when they grow big, they become heavy, and when they become heavy, they just fall down in the form of rain. Sometimes when the temperature of air is low enough, precipitation is nothing but actually formation of snow. So, whenever the temperature of air is very low, precipitation may occur in the form of snow, sleet or hail. Now, the rainfall patterns are decided by prevailing wind patterns. In large parts of our country, rains are mostly brought by southwest and northeast monsoons. So, rainfall takes place in our country mainly due to monsoons. They are brought mostly by southwest monsoons or northeast monsoons. In some areas, these are caused by depressions in the Bay of Bengal. Now, there is an activity for you. You are going to collect information from newspapers or weather reports on television about rainfall patterns across the country. So, what you are going to do? You are going to collect some information regarding rainfall patterns across the country. You can collect this information from newspapers or from weather reports on the television. Similarly, the second thing which you are going to do is, in which month did your city, your town or village get the maximum rainfall in 2019? Means last year, in which month did your city get the maximum rainfall? That also you are going to find out. In which month did your state get the maximum rainfall in 2019? So, the third thing we are going to do is, you are going to find out in which month did Maharashtra get the maximum rainfall in 2019. Okay, so first thing you are going to find out the information from newspapers or from weather reports on the television about rainfall patterns across the country. You can take help from internet. In which month did your city or town or village get the maximum rainfall in last year? That you are going to find out. The third thing which you are going to find out is, in which month did your state, means did Maharashtra get the maximum rainfall in 2019? So, you are going to collect information about all of these. Is rain always accompanied by thunder and lightning? If not, in which season do you get more of thunder and lightning with the rain? So, this is the next thing which you are going to find out, that whether the rain is always accompanied by thunder or lightning. If it is not so, then mainly in which season do you get more of thunder and lightning with the rain? The next activity for you is, find out more about monsoons and cyclones from the internet. You can search in the books also, and you can search from the internet and find out more about monsoons and cyclones from the internet or books. Try and find out the rainfall pattern of any other country. Then, is the monsoons responsible for rains the world over? So, you are going to find out the answers to all these questions. So, these are the two activities which you are going to do. Now, after discussing about rain, let us move to the next concept, that is air pollution. You all are familiar with this term air pollution. What is air pollution? Commonly we say that when air gets polluted, that is called as air pollution. So, let us explore about this air pollution. An increase in the composition of harmful or undesirable substances. Undesirable means which are not required, unnecessary substances or harmful substances. If there is an increase in the composition of harmful or undesirable substances in the air, then it is called as air pollution, and these undesirable substances are called as air pollutants. So, what are air pollutants? The substances which are actually not the part of air. If they get added to the air, they are called as air pollutants. They pollute the air. So, which are these air pollutants? Harmful or undesirable substances. They may be smoke, carbon particles, any poisonous gases or any fumes emitted from factories and so on. All these are air pollutants. Air pollution can also thus be defined as an undesirable alteration. Alteration means change. So, an undesirable alteration in physical, chemical or biological characteristics of air, means the characteristics of air get changed because of addition of the pollutants in the air. So, air pollution can also be defined as an undesirable alteration in physical, chemical or biological characteristics of air. Now, let us see what are the causes of air pollution. Why air pollution takes place? The first cause is due to industries. Second, because of excess of burning of fossil fuels. Third, forest fires, mining and ore refining. And the fourth cause is dust. So, let us discuss all these causes one by one. So, what is the first cause? Industries. Many industries release high amount of poisonous gases like carbon monoxide into the atmosphere, causing air pollution. So, carbon monoxide is a poisonous gas. It gets emitted by many industries, and if this poisonous gas gets spread in the air, air pollution takes place, and it is very dangerous also. If we inhale such type of polluted air which has the traces of carbon monoxide, we may get health problems regarding respiratory tract like asthma and all. So, due to industries, air pollution causes. The second one is due to burning of fossil fuels. Excessive burning of fossil fuels like coal and petroleum produces high amount of oxides of nitrogen and sulfur. Example, NO2 and SO2. So, oxides of nitrogen and oxides of sulfur are produced because of excessive burning of fossil fuels like coal and petroleum. Petroleum means in that we can include all the constituents of petroleum like diesel, kerosene, then LPG, paraffin wax, lubricating oil and so on. If they are burnt, if petrol for example is burnt, which we use in the vehicles, if the petrol is not burnt completely, then the unburnt carbon particles get released in the air and they cause air pollution. Similarly, nitrogen and sulfur also get reduced from these products and they react with oxygen present in the air and they form oxides of nitrogen and oxides of sulfur respectively. These oxides get mixed with air and cause acid rain. So, nitrous acid and sulfurous acid cause the acid rain. Let us see what is acid rain. The oxides like NO2 and SO2 emitted due to burning of fossil fuels get mixed with air and cause acid rain. So, how the acid rain occurs? Because of burning of fossil fuels. When we burn fossil fuels, oxides of nitrogen and sulfur like NO2 and SO2, they get mixed with air and they cause acid rain. NO2 and SO2, they react with water vapor H2O and they form nitrous acid and sulfurous acid respectively, which come down in the form of acid rain. That leads to many harmful effects like corrosion of monuments. Taj Mahal is the best example, about which you have already learnt in the lower classes. So, there is a threat to the beauty of Taj Mahal. What happened exactly to the Taj Mahal? All of you know that Taj Mahal is made up of white marble, but now this white marble is turning into yellow. It is turning into yellowish color. Why it is so? Because of acid rain. So, Taj Mahal is facing a great threat due to Mathura refinery, as it produces a huge amount of SO2 and NO2 that contributes to the acid rain. So, Mathura refinery is very close to Taj Mahal, and in this refinery a lot of NO2 and SO2 gases are getting emitted and these gases cause acid rain, and because of this acid rain the beauty of Taj Mahal is decreasing because the white marble is turning into yellow color. Acid rain is very dangerous. It is dangerous for living as well as for non-living things. It may change the quality of soil. So, soil becomes less fertile because of acid rain. It affects the different historical places, different monuments like Taj Mahal. Then living things means humans as well as animals, they get cancer because of skin cancer because of exposed to this acid rain. So, it is very harmful. Now, combustion of fossil fuels also increases the amount of suspended particles in the air. So, combustion is nothing but burning. So, if we burn fossil fuels, it also increases the amount of suspended particles in the air. These suspended particles could be unburnt carbon particles or substances known as hydrocarbons. So, hydrocarbons are some carbon compounds, and if carbon particles are not burnt completely, then the unburnt carbon particles remain in the air for a long period of time. So, these are the suspended particles. So, these also cause air pollution. The third cause for air pollution is because of forest fires, mining and ore refining. So, due to forest fires, excessive use of chlorofluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbon, in short we call it as CFC. C for chloro, F for fluoro and again C for carbons. So, chlorofluorocarbons, CFCs, which are used in refrigerators. Then excessive mining and ore refining. Due to these activities, due to forest fires, due to the excessive mining and due to ore refining, harmful gases are released into the air, leading to air pollution. So, air pollution causes because of forest fires, mining and ore refining also. The next one is due to dust. Dust also causes pollution. Its inhalation causes allergic ailments like asthma, cold or cough, and it may get mixed with smoke or other harmful gases, other harmful substances to cause pollution. So, because of dust also pollution occurs. Dust particles are there in the air, but they are in limited quantity. If their amount increases, then it may lead to pollution. And if we inhale such polluted air in which there are dust particles, then we may get some allergies, allergic ailments like asthma, cold or cough, or sometimes it may get mixed with smoke and other harmful substances to cause pollution. So, these are some of the causes of air pollution. Now, let us discuss about effects of air pollution. The effects of air pollution are as follows. First, it affects the respiratory system and causes diseases like asthma, lung cancer, pneumonia, etc. So, asthma, lung cancer, pneumonia, these are respiratory diseases. Respiratory system get affected due to inhaling polluted air. Second effect is pollutant gases cause allergies, irritation in the eyes, irritation in the lungs, etc. Then gases like NO2 and SO2 etc. get dissolved in rain to give rise to acid rain. So, what is the first effect? If we inhale such polluted air, it affects our respiratory system and different diseases like asthma, lung cancer, pneumonia can occur. The second one is pollutant gases cause allergies. Different allergies can be caused because of pollutant gases, irritation of eyes, then lungs, etc. And similarly, acid rain causes because of gases like NO2 and SO2. They get dissolved in the rainwater and they form acid rain. The next effect is the presence of high levels of pollutants in air reduces the visibility, especially in cold weather, when water also condenses out of air forming smoke. So, you must have heard about accidents taking place in winter season in the cities like Delhi. So, why it occurs like that? Because in Delhi there is a very high level of pollutants are there in the air. They mix with the water, smoke and fog. When they mixes, they form smog. Smog is nothing but smoke released from factories plus fog. What is fog? Condensed water vapor in the air. So, it forms smog. It is a visible indication of air pollution. So, because of formation of the smog, the visibility get affected. So, drivers are not able to see the traffic properly and accidents occur due to this. The fifth effect is it causes greenhouse effect and leads to global warming. So, because of very high level of pollutants like greenhouse gases, more and more heat is trapped on the earth. That is why the temperature of the earth gets increased and results into global warming. Then the next effect is organisms like lichens are very sensitive to pollutants like SO2, sulfur dioxide, and do not grow near industries and areas with high air pollution. So, these organisms, lichens, are very sensitive to the pollutants like sulfur dioxide. So, they require a clean and fresh air for their growth. They cannot grow properly near the industrial areas. Similarly, the areas where there is very high air pollution is there. So, these are some of the effects of air pollution. Now, there is another activity for you. Organisms called lichens are found to be very sensitive to the levels of contaminants like sulfur dioxide in the air. So, just now we have discussed that organisms called lichens are very sensitive they cannot grow properly in the polluted air in which there is contaminant like sulfur dioxide. Lichens can be commonly found growing on the barks of trees as a thin greenish white crust. So, a thin greenish white crust, a thin greenish white layer is seen on the bark of the trees. That is nothing but the growth of lichens over there. See if you can find lichen growing on the trees in your locality. See, try to find out in your locality, in your society, whether there is any growth of lichens is there on the bark of trees. Now, compare the lichen on trees near busy roads and trees some distance away. So, what do you think? Busy roads means there is high amount of air pollution, and the roads which are at some distance are having less amount of air pollution. So, you have to compare the growth of lichens on the trees near busy roads and trees some distance away. On the trees near roads, compare the incidence of lichen on the side facing the road and on the side away from the road. So, when you compare the growth of lichens on the busy roads and on the roads which is at some distance, then you will find that lichens grow more properly on the trees which are at some distance away from the road. Now, here you have to find out on the trees near roads whether there is more growth of lichens on the side facing the road or on the side away from the road. So, you have to find out the growth of lichens on the bark of the trees. Two things you have to do. First of all, you have to see the growth of lichens on the trees which are facing the road and on the trees which are away from the road. It is found that there is more growth of lichen on the tree on the side away from the road. Why? Because the side of the tree which is away from the road has less pollutants. So, it comes in contact with less pollutants. So, lichens can grow more properly at those places. This shows that the levels of polluting substances is very high near the roads and low away from the roads. So, from your findings you will come to know that the levels of polluting substances is very high near the roads and low away from the roads. So, you are going to do all these activities today. You are going to get information, collect information about rainfall patterns, then you are going to find out about the growth of lichens. You are going to compare the growth of lichens on the surface of the tree, that is on the bark of the tree, on the busy roads and on the roads which are not so busy. Similarly, you are going to compare the growth of lichens on the bark of the trees facing towards the road and on the other side away from the road. So, today we have discussed about rain. We have seen that rain is very important for us, and in our country the rain occurs mainly due to monsoons. Then we have discussed about acid rain, the causes of acid rain, then the effects of acid rain. We have also discussed about air pollution. So, we have seen what is air pollution. Air pollution causes due to air pollutants. What are air pollutants? The substances which pollute the air. The substances which pollutes the air are called as pollutants, and due to that air pollution takes place. After that, we have also discussed about the different air pollutants and how they cause and what are their effects, what health problems they cause on us. and finally we have discussed about the growth of lichens and all. So, you are going to revise all these concepts, you are going to do all these activities suggested and make your own points, important points. So, today here we will stop. We will continue in our next class. Thank you.